Hello, 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 everyone. Let me make sure. Oh, there we go. Fix my hijab. My hijab wants to act crazy now. Let me fix it real quick. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Coaching Corner. For those of you who are new to my page, I am Jamila, aka the IEP Coach. And I am the owner of the IEP Coach LLC, where we support principals with keeping their special education teachers from leaving the field by providing them with the proper training and professional development that they need. My background is in special education. I'm a former special education teacher as well as special education supervisor, so I know exactly how to support special education teachers and teachers in general. Hey, darkskin_Ty. Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. As always, share out this live, and I'm going to be doing it right now. But before I do that, I want to make sure my sound is straight because I know last time it was a bit crazy. So let me make sure there's no echo coming from any other spaces. Let me see. Coming from any other spaces. Let me see. Coming from any other spaces. It's good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Great. I don't hear any craziness. I don't hear an echo or anything. However, if you're in the comments and you happen to hear an echo on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, please let me know in the comments so I can fix the situation. Okay? And share this live out with as many people as possible. So I'm going to do that right now as well. I am sharing this out. Share it out, share it out, share it out. And I hope everybody is having a great evening. I hope you had a great day. I know it's getting a little colder. I'm in Brooklyn. If you're on the East Coast, it is getting cold. But luckily, we haven't had any snow yet. So I want some snow. Not too much, but just a little. I would like a snow day. You know, nice little snow day. Or do we even have those anymore? All right. So sharing out, sharing out, sharing out. Yes, yes, yes. Sharing out the live. Alrighty, 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 alrighty. Okay. All right. Share this out. Hello, everyone. Hello, Ashley_Elise. Hello, Lulu Girl 80. Hello, Vibes with Miracle _ Hello, DDF _ group. Hello, hello, and hello, everybody. All right, all right, all right. So let's jump right into it. So I made a reel and I focused on testing accommodations because testing season is upon us. Assalamu alaikum, or Bradley Enterprise. Testing season is upon us. Okay, we're about to go in February. Well, February is tomorrow. You can say, but February is here. You have some schools that are starting testing. Either benchmarks, you have benchmarks, students that are taking benchmarks and getting ready for the state exams. Some state exams are in May, some are in April. And you don't want to wait until that time to make sure that your child who has an IEP has the proper testing accommodations. You want to make sure you're on top of that right now. You don't want to wait until it's too late. Okay, and this hijab still acting stupid. There we go. You don't want to wait until it's too late. Also, wait until it's too late. And also, if your child requires testing accommodation due to a medical reason and they are not in need of an IEP, there are other avenues that you can go to get accommodations for your child. So, first things first. So if your child has an IEP, you definitely want to check the testing accommodation section of their IEP and look at it right now. Okay, so some common testing accommodations that students receive are separate location, small group testing. This can be a group of 12, a group of 8, or they may have attention issues that are very severe to the point that they need to be in a space with just themselves and the testing proctor. So that's something that you would discuss at the IEP meeting. You also have extended time. Students are able to get extended time on their particular exams. Hello, Suhaib Adoon. Suhaib Adoon. I apologize if I butchered your name. I apologize, but hello and welcome. So you have extended time using a calculator. Some students have huge deficits in their reading, and they have human readers, so someone will read the test. However, there are stipulations with Suha. I hope I said that right. There are stipulations with the test being read, but that is an accommodation that is available. Also, if your child has low vision or something like that, they have a vision need, you can get the assessment enlarged, for your child. Oh, okay, great. I said it correctly. That is something else that you can definitely make sure that your child has in their IEP. Some students they could have some OT issues where they cannot write clearly. They are able to type. So you can have transcribing in their IEP. And I know how I've seen it is where a student, instead of writing out their response, because they may be able, their handwriting may be so bad because they don't have good positioning and muscle and the proper and strengthen the proper muscles that they need to write, they will type out their response and then type out their response, and then I remember we had guidance counselors who would actually handwrite exactly what was typed on the paper, and it wasn't nothing like a Google Classroom, not like a Google Doc or Microsoft Word. It was like I think it was like WordPad, where there was nothing that could help the student with, oh, you spelled this wrong, or here's the grammar check. It was WordPad where they had no assistance to help them. Hello, Anne-Marie.Stevens. Nice to meet you. Hello. So that was an accommodation that was used, that I've seen used, in the classroom. So those are just some basic testing accommodations. So definitely, if you have not done so already, check your child's IEP and see what testing accommodations that are currently in their IEP. If their IEP is after testing season, you can request to have the IEP moved up earlier. So that way you can get updated testing accommodations, or you can have the IEP amended to reflect updated testing accommodations. There were times when, as we went throughout the school year, when I was still in the classroom, I noticed that students benefited from certain accommodations that were not in their IEP. And when that came about, I would just contact the parent. If I was the case manager, I contacted the parent to get permission to add that particular testing accommodation to their IEP. And if the student was not on my caseload, I talked to their case manager, so that way they can, add that particular testing accommodation to their IEP. Okay. And then once testing starts, you want to just make sure, contact your child's case manager or contact the school, just to make sure that your child is receiving their testing accommodations. You can talk to your child as well, and ask them. Now, let's say your child does not have an IEP at all. However, your child may have a medical condition, or they may have anxiety or something like that. I don't want to say anxiety, but they have a condition that interferes when they take a test, or it could interfere when they are doing their work, or just, it just interferes with their education, but they aren't in need of special education services, but they are in need of accommodations. Then you can look into getting a 504 plan for your child. And that's not something you just go to the school and request, like, oh, I want a 504. You need to have paperwork, and there's a medical form that has to get completed by your child's doctor or specialist that they see to warrant why you need those particular accommodations. There have been students um, who have broken a leg, and they got a 504 stating that they have to use the elevator. So there are students who have a 504 plan because they have a broken leg. They get to use the elevator to get to and from classes, and they have a partner with them to carry their books, especially if they're on crutches or something like that. Leave class a little early so they can get to the next class, etc. I've had students who have a 504 plan for testing accommodations, and their testing accommodations are extended time and small group testing. I've had that because they have severe test anxiety. They have ADHD, they have attention issues, and they also have accommodations in the classroom to get extended time in the classroom for work and assignments, as well as testing accommodations. And again, it's not just something you go to a school or whatever and say, oh, I want a 504. There's a whole form that has to get completed, and there's a meeting that takes place to review the information and data to see if and a 504 is needed, or if the accommodations can be put in place without a 504. There's a whole meeting, okay? And there's a whole medical form that has to get completed by your medical provider, the specialist that you see, your child's primary care physician, etc., with their signature, their license number, their stamp, with all that information on there. So that is another way to get testing accommodations for your child in the school setting. And also 504 plans, they are under the Civil Rights Act, so you can't discriminate against someone who has a disability under the under the 504 Act. So, and 504s are for students as well as adults. You have adults who have 504 plans at their workplace. So for example, I used to have a colleague who had bad arthritis, so she couldn't do steps. So she had a 504 plan stating that her classroom had to stay on the first floor. That was her 504 plan. Her classroom had to be on the first floor. She could not do steps. I had a colleague, I remember working at a place where another colleague, she had rheumatoid arthritis, and she had an assistant in her class with her. Her assistant will also escort her to lunch, open up her lunch containers for her, and just help her handle certain things because of the arthritis that she had. She could still teach, she could still do her job. She just needed some accommodations while she was, on the job. Okay, so 504 plans are for school as well as the workplace. An IEP is strictly for school. Okay, IEP is strictly for school. A 504 is for school and the workplace. Children and adults can have a 504 plan. Okay, so that is hello, non-spectrum. Hello. So that was just a little bit of information about, just testing accommodations. And I'm just going to do a quick recap of the testing accommodations that I went over. And also, if you want to connect more, or you want to see more content regarding just things about the classroom, supporting teachers, or get in contact with me, I'm just going to put my information right here in the chat for you. So you can definitely click the link and connect with me. Those of you who are on Instagram, you can click the link in my bio and connect with me. But some average testing accommodations that you may see in a student's IEP are separate location. So they're able to take their tests in a location other than their classroom. Small group testing, that could be a group of 12, a group of 8, or it could be one-to-one, just the student and the testing proctor. Extended time. So this extended time doesn't mean they get, oh my gosh, they get like as long as they need. Extended time, they may get time and a half. So let's say the test is 2 hours. So they get the time of the test, 2 hours and half of it. So that'll be, if the test is 2 hours, they will have 5 hours to complete the test. So they get the time of the test and a half. Okay, or they could be, they get double the time. So let's say it's, So let's say the test is 2 hours. If they get double the time, so they get 2 hours doubled. So wait, did I mess up time and a half? 2 hours. Oh, excuse me. So if they get time and a half, they get the time of the test. So that's 2 hours and a half. So they get 2. So they'll get 3 additional hours to take that test. So that test was 2 hours. They'll have 5 hours. So, and then if they get double time, they get double the time. So if the test is 2 hours, they get the time of the test, which is 2 hours. So they get an additional 4 hours for the test. So they have a total of 6 hours for that test. Okay, so that's just what extended time is. It doesn't mean they get a substantial amount of time. They just get, the majority of the time they get time and a half. A lot of schools already give students calculators, but I used to always just put it in the IEP in the event. Just in the event, you never know where the child is going after your school, and you just want to make sure their accommodations are in the IEP. So I always would put it in the IEP. But calculators, having access to a calculator is an accommodation as well. If your child has severe reading deficits and they really struggle to read, human reader or test read is an accommodation. However, there are particular stipulations. It may be all tests except for reading comprehension tests. Or if their reading is that severe, it could be for all assessments. Transcribing, if your child has handwriting issues, or perhaps the muscles that they need to write aren't strong enough for them to write, to grip the pencil, to hold the pencil correctly and write legibly, transcribing can be an accommodation for your child as well. And with transcribing, they can either type on a app that does not give any editing suggestions, like WordPad. They can type it, and then the school proctors or whoever is in charge of the testing would then handwrite exactly what they wrote on the paper into the test booklet, and then that paper that they typed it on has to also go into the test booklet as well, to make sure that there is no cheating. Like the person that's taking what they typed to write it in a book did not add anything else. So transcribing is an accommodation. And also, if your child has vision issues like low vision, you can get the text enlarged so that way they can see it, and be able to, take the assessment. All right. So that is all that we have time for tonight. Thank you all so much. Stay tuned to my page. Black History Month is coming up. Their Voices Matter series was phenomenal. We closed out the series Sunday with a father. So definitely you can tune in on Facebook, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You can see the episodes there. Also, get ready for what we're about to do for Black History Month. Stay tuned to our page. And also, if your school is in need of any professional development for your teachers, special education teachers or general education teachers, definitely reach out to us at the IEP Coach LLC. We would love to come and support you at your school. So you can click the link in our bio or in the chat here and definitely book a call with us. And, so we can get into your school to provide, great support. So, and we tune in, and make sure you tune in next Tuesday for the Coaching Corner, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good night. Peace, everybody.